The Millersville men's golf team is ready for the NCAA Atlantic East Super Regional on May 5th through the 7th, and I'm joined by Conor Gilbert and John Heile of the men's golf team, and this is going to be their second consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. And guys, last year very close to qualifying for the NCAA championships, and I know that provided a lot of fuel for this year. Just talk a little bit about the experience that you guys had last year, coming so close, and how that's carried you on to this year.
Last year was a lot of fun. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life, and I'm sure a lot of the guys can account for that as well. It was pretty awesome seeing our teammate Bob make it to nationals, but coming up 4 strokes short and just coming a little up short on the last day really hurt, and the bus ride home for 7 hours with that sitting in our minds was not friendly. Winning PSACs definitely helped change that, but our whole goal has been to get back to regionals, to get in the top 3 and get to Michigan. So we're ready.
I think last year a lot of us struggled towards the end, and that fueled us this year. I mean, we won PSACs, and now I think we're ready for this year to excel and finally get into the next round, into the Nationals.
We'll talk a little bit about the PSAC tournament. Last year, you really had to play your way into the regional and play really well at the end of last year. By winning PSACs, you get the automatic qualifier, so a lot of that drama was already out of the way. How did you stay sharp in the spring and knowing that you had to build up to this moment?
Well, I think it's just from last year, knowing how we came in so strong last year, that we have to do that again in order to excel in regionals again.
Yeah. I think the main thing that we were stressing after the PSACs was that with last year having our back up against the wall, we had to grind out at every tournament, and we wanted to make sure that this year in the spring that we didn't get comfortable knowing that we were already in conferences, that we needed to still play with that mentality of having our backs up against the wall. And I think a couple times, or maybe a few rounds during our respective tournaments this spring, we did get a little lackadaisical and a little maybe not fight as hard as we would have last year, but I think we've prepared ourselves as best as we possibly can, and we're ready to go.
Well, let's go back to that PSAC championship that you guys topped IUP and California, who are the 1 and 2 teams in the regional. We're entering in as the number 5 team in the regional. What kind of confidence does that give you, knowing that you can compete against those top teams, you can beat those top teams?
I mean, it's big. Both of those programs are very strong programs, but we know that we're right there with them. And, the only thing that they might have on top of us is a little consistency. But, I want to say we're a scrappy team. We know how to put things together when it's most crucial, and might not be the most pretty of golf sometimes, but we know how to finish out rounds when we need to, and we're right there, and we can compete with them any day of the week.
Well, John, you and Conor have both won individual tournaments this year. What does it say about the depth of this team that, Conor, you've won twice, John, you've won, and we know that Robbie Rowe has been close a couple of times, and of course, Bob Coyne qualified for national. What does it say about this team that you have 4 guys and even Kevin Davis that could potentially win a tournament at any point?
I think it gets us a lot of depth, and we know, even in college golf, it's 4 of the top 5 are counted. So when you think about it, if we're all playing good, if we all play really good, we're all going to have a chance to win, and we all have everybody has a throwout score. So even if 4 of us play well, we have that. I know if I'm playing bad, that someone else is going to help me get back. I'm still going to fight, but we're going to have that. I know that, like in Blue Ridge, I was playing very bad, and I know Bob, even though he hasn't had the best year, he's going to have my back, and he'd come back. He came in strong, finished well.
Yep. And I think going back to last year's regionals, as far as knowing how our depth is, everyone was talking about Bob came in second. He definitely led the team. I said absolutely, but the thing is, one of the main reasons why that we finished so high is that Kevin was our 5 guy there, and he finished, I think, tied 11th. He shot like 77, 75, 73. And that's as good as any 5-man at the tournament. So knowing that you have 5 guys, that any 5 of those guys can count towards that 4 scores, it's huge. And it definitely, we all trust and we all believe in each other. And I know with him, if I see him going all over the place, that I still know he's going to fight and he's going to come in hard and he's never going to give up. So that's the main thing that we look for in each other.
Well, guys, looking forward to the Super Regional at Edgewood Golf Course down in near Charleston, Sissonville, West Virginia. What do you guys know about the course? Have you ever played there before? What's your expectations?
We don't really know much about the course at all. I mean, I've been online a couple times, filled out the yardages, and brought that to the range into the course. Supposedly it's similar to the one at Ogle Bay. It's tough to go in there when other people have previous experiences of that course, but we have a practice round on Sunday before, and we'll write notes and take our time around the course to feel it out to do the best we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've done a little research as well, and I know there's 5 par 5s on the golf course. That's what I've heard, and I definitely think that plays into our hand, and we're all very good at playing par 5s. Bob and John have immense length off the tee, and can definitely reach those par 5s in 2, but at the same time we have to play strategically and make sure that we don't make high numbers on those holes and take advantage of those holes as best as possible.
Have you thrown around any scores knowing what you guys might have to shoot for 3 days?
Well, we thought about it. I'm not really going to do that until more like Sunday or Monday, because even Monday's the first tournament round, it's still people's first rounds at the tournament, and there's 2 days left. It's not 2-day tournaments we're used to. It's now 3, so that adds an extra factor to it.
I think it's important not to get caught up in the numbers, especially because you don't know what the conditions of the course are until you get there. You don't know if it's going to be raining, if it's going to be windy, how the course is going to be set up. The big thing in golf is if you get too caught up in numbers, you can easily shoot 1 or 2 strokes higher because of the anxiety of thinking about what you're at. And then once the round's over, you kick yourself and say, why'd I do that? But we'll evaluate it when we get there. Last year at regionals, I think we shot 307 the first day, and we kind of thought that we played ourselves out of it. But once everybody came in, I mean, we were sitting right in the middle of the pack and towards the front, and so it just depends on what the course gives you, and we just got to play around the golf and eat day by day.
Already an outstanding season for the Millersville men's golf team, PSAC champs, but now they're looking forward to qualifying for the NCAA championships on May 5th through the 7th at Edgewood Golf Course.